hands. Can I tell you there's a tremendous difference between dedicating your business to God and giving your business to God. See, when you dedicate your business to God, you still own it. You still get to run it. You still get to make the decision. See, it's kind of like the principle of Corban in the Bible. Remember the Corban with the Pharisees and Jesus talked about the Corban? And here's what Corban was. Here's what they would say. Mom and Dad, I'd love to take care of you, but I've dedicated all my money to the temple. And since I've dedicated the temple, I can't take care of you. And then when their parents would die, they just take it back. Because they hadn't given it to the temple. They just dedicated the temple. And it's kind of that way with our business. Here's what we would dedicate our business to God. So, oh God, would you run our business? But then when things get tough, or we think we can do better than God, we take it back. And then we start running it. And we start making decisions. God wants us to give Him our business and let Him make the decisions. Let Him make all the strategic plans. Let Him run our company. Because listen, God can run our company better than we can. And that's what He wants us to do. I'll never forget, at my 20th high school reunion, the guy that took me to church in my senior year in high school, he got to high school, went to college, graduated, moved to California, and started a company after about 10 years. And so he started this cabling company. And we met each other at our 20th reunion. And he'd fallen away from the Lord and all that. But we started talking, really hit it back off. So the next morning he came over to my office. And so I started talking to him, and he started sharing about his company. I said, can I ask you a personal question? He said, sure. I said, it wasn't really personal. He said, yeah, go ahead. I said, how much money did you make last year? He said, I made $85,000, $90,000. I said, you made $85,000, $90,000 running a company in California? I said, that's not very much. And that was the best he'd ever done. After 10 years of running a company. I said, that's not very much. Can I share with you why you've only made $85,000 or $90,000? He said, sure. I said, have you ever given your business to God? He said, I've never even thought about it. And so I explained to him, he said, I've thought about dedicating it, but I've never given my business to God. And so I explained the difference between dedicating your business to God and giving your business to God. 5 years later, 5 or 6 years later, he made $1.7 million. And the only reason he can explain is the day he sat in my office and gave his business to God. Because when we give our business to God, God runs it. He takes care. Listen, God takes care of what's His. That's why He wants us to He wants us to give Him our lives. Why? Because then He can take care of our lives. He wants us to give Him our hearts. Why? So He can take care of our hearts. See, when we try to take care of our hearts, we don't do a very good job. But God can take care of those things that are His. So He wants us to give our businesses to God. God's being in control. So my question is, have you submitted your desires and purpose for the business to God? Are you going to run your business God's way, or are you going to run it your way?